Let's do one more packaging site. And then I'll try to do a distribution center, and then we'll stop there since this is taking quite a long time. So I'm going to copy all the work that we just did. And this is going to be our European packaging location. Now what's different here is that this supplies 4 SKUs. So we need to add in some rows to give ourselves some space for all the SKUs that it supplies. Okay. All right, so the UK and the Germany finished goods was a 10 count and a 25, but we're going to assume that the actual finished good packaging is in a different language, so it's not a common SKU. So we're going to give them labels like this. I'm going to say this is the UK, and this is the Germany. And let's change these numbers. This should work out. Okay, I've got a little bit of cleanup to do here. So let's start with this. Okay, that should clean things up pretty good. And we're gonna delete all of this stuff and redo it. All right, so we've got a relatively clean slate to begin with. Let me just finish up this formatting here. Okay, so we're going to duplicate what we did for the US packaging location for this European one, but now we've got where we're sourcing kind of 2 different distribution centers. So there's really nothing different here. We're going to just match up whatever ships out of the packaging site with whatever needs to be received at the appropriate distribution center. So in our case here, whatever ships out in January 2013 for this UK 5 milligram 10 count has to be what is received in the UK for this 5 milligram 10 count, which is right here. And we did that for the 25 count as well. Now let's go find the Germany SKUs. So here's what needs to be received for Germany. We'll drag that across, and now we're linked up to the replenishments for those distribution centers. So similar to what we talked about last time, whatever completes, whatever needs to ship in February 2013 needs to have completed packaging the month prior. So that covers what needs to go into this field. And then obviously whatever needs to complete in February 2013 needs to have started the month prior. So that's how we build out those operations. All right, let me just save here where we're at. Let's add in our, let's see, before we get to standard costs, let's do our inventory. So if you recall, we talked about how you would go about modeling starting inventory level at the packaging site. So in reality, you would go into your ERP system and get your current work in process inventory at the packaging step, the bulk inventory that's already at the packaging location, and whatever is completed into finished goods and just hasn't shipped yet. But for us, we're going to say, well, starting inventory needs to equal whatever needs to ship the next month plus whatever is completing packaging in the following month, because all that needs to have already been at the packaging location, or else we'd have a problem based on the lead times that we're talking about here. So we've got those starting inventory levels factored in, and frankly I can just drag this across because it'll all work out in the sense that the inventory level needs to be equal to whatever's shipping the following month and whatever is completing packaging. So let's do our inventory value at the packaging site. So we'll come down to our model parameters. And this should have said UK. That's a typo. So I'm going to copy, and we'll say in this case the values are the same, and I'm just going to add in drag this over so we can see everything. Okay. So then our standard costs, our inventory value, becomes nothing more than the inventory quantity multiplied by the standard cost for that particular SKU at the location. I'll copy all those, then I'll lock down the reference cell. Drag this across, so now we've got our projected inventory values for all the SKUs at this particular location in the supply chain. We'll sum them up so you can see the total inventory value. All right, so let's build out our aggregation rows, and again, I'll try to move fast on some of this stuff. So it's nothing more than this quantity of material times the total number of tablets, this quantity Okay, then I can copy and paste this. Oops. And then we'll do the same where we convert it to grams of API. So that's going to be the total number of tablets divided by okay, that covers that. I just want to check some quantities here real fast. I was just checking some of the numbers that I was looking at just to make sure everything looks appropriate. It seems to be working out okay. All right, so we'll just copy over our aggregation fields. Okay, so that's all built out.